the season, Richard.
Well, in a competitive conference, it could be the difference between making and missing the playoffs or having home court and not. That first third of the season is so important.
Now here's Young. And he lays it up and in.
Yeah, there's Trae Young getting it done inside.
White against Daniels. Now here's White. He's guarded closely. Good D by Daniels. And Young has got the ball here for the Atlanta Hawks. Victory eluded them last time in Chicago when they faced the Bulls.
They were out-hustled on the boards the last time these teams met.
The shot, no good. Giddey with a defensive effort. Okoro outside. Pass to Vucevic. 5 to shoot. Vucevic, a screen on Young. From deep, Giddey. The rebound by the Hawks. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Hornets.
Just a tough road loss. You're going against players who are comfortable shooting in their own building. You have to find a way to disrupt their focus.
Well, they weren't fighting through screens. Their closeouts and rotations were late. You name it, and let's just say they didn't do it on defense.
Young misses.
And give the defense credit. He was met at the rim.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. But one thing that's fun to watch, when Josh Giddey grabs a defensive rebound and goes coast to coast, RJ.
Yeah, that's when he is at his best. Ball is in his hand. Out in space, playing with speed.
Good on the second one. A 6'8" point guard, Josh Giddey's length gives him a massive advantage, Grant.
Oh, it does, B.A. He's too big for opposing ones to guard. It's tough putting a wing on him, and Giddey just makes you change your defensive game plan.
Now here's Young. 8 points in his last time out. Launches the 3. Young missing again.
Slow going for him this quarter. The defense putting up a good fight.
From deep, Giddey. Oh, wow. Drew the contact, and that 3 almost went in. So he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
You can tell that Josh Giddey is one sharp player, not just in how he threads passes, but how he moves on the floor and gets around other guys.
And that one drops, so now they lead by 1. Richard, it's been a dry spell for the Bulls for a few seasons now. How do they reverse that?
Well, it starts with strong drafts. They haven't had a top 10 pick since 2020, and it's made it hard for them to land some of these bigger prospects and grow from within.
Now here's Young, a valuable part of their offense, averaging a little more than 16 a game. Outside Johnson from downtown, and he buries his first look.
He has zero hesitation from Johnson, trusting his shot.
Here's Giddey. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's Buzelis, covered by Johnson. Picked by Vucevic. Here's White. Back to Okoro. The Bulls need to get off a shot.
Okay now, Rook. Buzelis showing he can finish with some power.
And Young has got the ball here for the Hawks. Daniels outside. Outside Johnson. Back to Rizachet. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Rate of baskets assisted, it's a stat I really like. It tells the story of how well you are playing team offense.
Pass to Buzelis. They set a pick. Okoro outside. Okongwu against Vucevic. Good D by Okongwu. The Hawks leading. Inside. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
And when Johnson gets an opening, no question he's looking to power it down.
The Bulls have gone 1 of 4 to begin this one. Outside White. Back to Giddey. Pass to Buzelis. Vucevic against Okongwu. Vucevic's shot is off.
Just haven't found their offensive footing yet, only managing to sink one of their first 5 shots.
Daniels passes to Johnson. Picked up by Okongwu. Okongwu, it's good on the putback.
And those second chance buckets are major bonus points if you can get them.
They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Pass to Vucevic. Fires the 3. He drains out one after 2 misses. Now 1 for 3.
The ability to stretch the 4 is such a dangerous weapon for Vooch and his team.
Outside Rizachet. And here's Johnson. Lets it go. Here's Okongwu. And it's in. Off the glass.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Outside White. Out to the right wing. 3-pointer, Buzelis. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got his 6th rebound on the night. Here's Johnson. Buzelis grabs the board. Bulls trail by 5. Pass to Giddey. Daniels against White. Back to Giddey. Vucevic, a screen on Young. Now here's Vucevic. Just 4 to shoot. The 3-pointer off the mark. Outside Rizachet. Now here's Okongwu. Covered by Vucevic. Johnson passes to Daniels. Outside Young. That shot, no good. Okoro, the defensive effort.
Some people could say he's struggling on offense this period. I like to think of more of drowning. Just can't seem to find his confidence.
The Hawks lead by 5. Daniels passes to Young. Outside Rizachet. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. Young inside. Giddey defends. Young misses.
And let's be honest, they're winning in spite of his atrocious shooting performance.
Giddey passes to Vucevic. Rebound Atlanta. Young against Giddey. Back to Daniels. Here's Okongwu. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Charlotte. Here's Rizachet. Count that bucket. Rizachet's gotten his 2nd bucket on the night.
It's always good to see Rizachet mixing it up down low.
And the Hawks going with a whole new group out there. Williams is checked in for Chicago. Sumu comes in for Okoro. To the middle. To win the drought. And Vucevic slams it in.
And what an aggressive move to the rim. He's really trying to fire up his teammates right now.
Boy, it's not hard to feel inspired after a teammate makes that kind of finish.
And that could be the spark they needed to make a little run as they try to even this thing up.
Here's Alexander Walker. Chicago making their last shot. Here's Newell. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming his way.
And force feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for the Hawks?
Well, they're off to a good start getting it inside and scoring at close range. Solid fundamentals so far in this one.
And another thing, they found the open man. Really playing unselfish basketball, moving the ball around there on the perimeter.
Now Alexander Walker coming off a 28-point game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
He's more than chipped in on the glass as well. Just a tremendous effort last time out.
Here's Krejci. Outside, Alexander Walker. 6 to shoot. The Hawks need to get one up here. Gay. And it's Chicago with a board. Vucevic has got 5 rebounds in the game.
I love how they've attacked the boards here in the first quarter.
Sumu, the pass to Vucevic. Puts the move on. Blocked! And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. And the Hawks making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Then for Chicago, Smith, he's checked in for Nikola Vucevic. Herter comes in for White, and it's Trey Jones in for Giddey. Shot clock at 5. Smith passes to Dosunmu. On target from range. Dosunmu's got 5.
Doesn't need a lot of room to get off his shot. That was money.
Outside, Alexander Walker. Here's Gay. Powered down after the assist led him to the lane.
And you love to see the aggressiveness, using the height advantage to hammer it home.
The Bulls trail by 4. Jones feels it out. Nice D from Alexander Walker.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Down low. Tipped. Dosunmu outside. An easy 2 on the layup. He has 7.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Oh, and a fast break for Chicago. Here's Jones, and he hits it to tie the game. Atlanta's gone 1 for 3 from beyond the arc. Pass to Newell. Johnson on the wing. To the paint. Now here's Herter. 11 points for him last game against Cleveland.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Chicago ahead, up 2. Stay with us now as we get set to bring you quarter number 2 after this. And getting it going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And let's take a moment to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Bulls.
Showing their energy so far, sprinting up and down the floor, getting out in transition and taking advantage.
And I've also liked how they've attacked the opposition off of turnovers. I mean, just making them pay for every mistake out there.
Noel out there with Johnson. Then it's Luke Kennard. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Gay in at the 5, down low. So that's the Hawks 5. Shot clock at 3. Here's Alexander Walker. Offline with a 3. Chicago leading. Here's Jones. And that one comes up a bit short. And for the Hawks, they're shooting at 45% of the game so far. Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
While he's a bit undersized for a 4, he more than makes up for it with his bounce.
Second quarter of basketball, about a minute played so far. Outside Jones. To the inside. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
Oh, my! That's why we have those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Alexander Walker with it. He's scoreless. Here's Newell. Kennard for 3. Smith with the rebound. Johnson against Herter. Well, Grant, as more and more teams look to get up and down, you think that lends itself to going deeper down the roster?
Oh, definitely, B.A. Also, with the G League and bigger coaching staffs enabling end-of-the-bench guys to get more reps, it helps them stay ready when their number is called.
No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2. Hawks trail by 3. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Thanks, guys. The Bulls are going younger. Coach Billy Donovan said, we don't want to be just stuck in the middle. There's no question about that, but it's always about the integrity of competition. The building out part is identifying guys that are going to help us move forward. Back to you.
Taking the long view. All right, Allie, thanks for the report. Pass to Jones. Back to Herder. Smith inside. Uses the glass on the layup. Smith's got 4 points now in the quarter.
The vision of a point guard with that dish. Herder dicing him up with the pass.
Atlanta's gone 0 for 2 from outside in the second quarter. Now here's Alexander Walker, defended by Jones. Pass to Kennard. Now Johnson, just 5 to shoot. Lets it go from the wing. Atlanta again missing.
Defense kind of rolled the dice there, and I'm a little surprised that it ended up going their way with the miss.
Herder, the shot from the low post is good. Now it's a 7-point Chicago lead.
You can really feel the momentum swinging in their direction.
Yeah, but they can't relax. They've got to keep building on this lead because it is not safe.
And so the timeout by Quinn Snyder here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy. Trae Young, he's checked in for the Hawks. Then for Chicago, Booz Ellis is checked in for Smith. Okoro comes in for Herder, and it's Josh Giddey in for Dosunmu. Here's Johnson. Ball stolen. Here's Jones. Tries again. And he lays it up and in. And the Bulls lead by 9.
That'll drive your coach crazy, failing to box out. Ugh.
Oh, yeah, you think you got to stop, and it's wasted because of sloppy work on the glass. You literally practice that every day.
Here's Alexander Walker, and the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way.
Man, he made sure to get his money's worth on that foul.
Atlanta shooting their second and third shots at the line here. First free throw is good. Both teams deciding to change it up. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
For a star like him, you get lots of opportunities at the line, and he's great at cashing them in.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. There's a screen to the middle. 6 on the shot clock.
And that's a well-timed play with Booz Ellis ready to catch and finish.
And so it's Young with it. He brings it up for the Hawks. 9-point game. When you talk about Nikola Vucevic, a big man who continues to get it done at a high level, Richard.
Yeah, he is showing no signs of slowing down. Vooch scores, rebound, passes, and shoots it well from pretty much everywhere. I'd like to see him contend for a championship at some point in time in his career.
Outside Jones. To the paint. The rebound by the Hawks. Johnson's got 4 rebounds now. Here's Alexander Walker. That's good. His first made shot in 3 attempts.
Yeah, one thing you have to respect about Johnson, he's happy to make the extra pass.
Bulls leading by 5. Pass to Booz Ellis. Okoro, right side. His first shot attempt. Can't get his first shot of the game to fall. The Hawks have gone 3 for 7 here in the second quarter. Here's Krejci. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 10 in the second quarter. And here's Giddey. A 23-point game for him in the win against Cleveland. Drains the triple. Giddey's got 6.
Yeah, Giddey keeping it simple there, taking what the defense gives him.
Young against Jones. There's the screen by Johnson. Inside. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Here's Jones. An 11-point game for him in the win against Cleveland.
He was a menace on defense as well, managing 3 steals.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He'll take the opportunity to regroup. Chicago making a switch here. White's checked in. We got Lil Yachty in the house for this one, cheering on his Atlanta Hawks.
He's yet another rapper in a long list that represent ATL. We all know how much these guys love their Hawks.
Here's Buzelis. It's Giddey on the wing. Takes the 3. Okongwu with the rebound. Okongwu's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
You gotta love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
Here's Young. Nifty stuff from Trae Young.
Man, that's now 10 straight points in the paint. I'm not sure what's happened to their defense, man.
Chicago has gone 1 of 2 from deep in the second quarter. Giddey finds Vucevic, and that's a foul called on Onyeka Okongwu. That's his first foul. Gay's checked in for Johnson. Vucevic against Okongwu. Now Giddey. 6 points for him. And again, no good by Chicago.
That was a good possession. They got a clean look. The shot just didn't fall.
Pass to Gay. And here's Rizachet. Beyond the arc. The shot no good. Okoro, the defensive effort. Got a hand on it. Outside Rizachet. Down low. Okongwu, no good. The Bulls have gone 6 of 14 in the second quarter. Okoro outside. Vucevic against Okongwu. Vucevic in the post. And he tries it off the glass, but it's no good. The Hawks trailing. Outside Rizachet. Daniels outside. There's a screen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. It's a one-on-one situation. Here's White to win the cold spell. And out of bounds. The Hawks will have it. And while we have a chance, the 2K leaderboard showing the NBA's best when it comes to steals. Atlanta in 5th.
This team will punish you for sloppy ball control, no question. They've got a lot of fast-handed guys just waiting to take advantage.
Atlanta's gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Pass to Daniels. Fires from deep. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Back to Okoro. Now here's Giddey. Ooh, excellent D there from Young.
Had enough room to finish, and that's one he'll usually make.
Pass to Okongwu. And it's all tied up. Okongwu's got 6 points.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
Giddey passes to Vucevic. Chicago passing it around. Outside White. Vucevic, a screen on Daniels. The Bulls with another miss. For Atlanta, they've gotten 7 shots out of 14 attempts in the second quarter. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. Chicago has gone 1 of 4 from three-point land here in the second. Over to the wing. Okongwu against Vucevic. Pass to Buzelis. White looking it over. Over Daniels. White can't hit. And it's Atlanta's ball. They're on a 14-5 run. Young against White. Now here's Young. To the paint. Here's Gay. And that one is stuffed right through.
This is why you put the ball in his hands. An accurate pass hitting a moving target.
And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. Hawks ahead. They lead by 2. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of quarter number 3. Neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. One guy who's been getting it done is Jalen Johnson.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
Second half underway. Here's who Billy Donovan's got on the floor. Giddey is the 1 with White by his side at the 2. Buzelis out there with Nikola Vucevic. And it's Okoro in at the small forward position. Outside Rizachet. And Atlanta with possession here. There's a screen by Johnson. Rizachet, no good. Chicago leading. Outside White. Vucevic, a screen on Johnson. It's White with a drive. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Oh, working his way inside. Vooch ready to battle for it.
First trip to the line for him here. And that one falls for Vucevic. And so Vucevic nails both of them.
Vooch doesn't get to the line as much as you would expect, but he does shoot a good number from there.
Daniels outside. Pass to Young from behind the arc. Look at Young, making it look easy.
Oh, just a beautiful textbook bounce pass. You love to see it.
All right, Grant, when we talk about the range Trae Young possesses, just how dangerous can this guy be?
Well, when he's on, he's a nightmare matchup for defenses. Once he crosses half court, he's a threat to score, which in turn really helps open up the floor for everyone else on his team.
Here's Okongwu. Oh, the dunk by Okongwu.
With the explosive leaping ability, he's able to play center despite being undersized.
Chicago has gone 2 for 2 from deep here in the third. To the left side wing. Giddey passes to White. Here's Vucevic, guarded by Okongwu. Vucevic's shot is off. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for the Atlanta Hawks. They trip.
Oh, no.
Look out! Ruthless!
How is the hoop still standing?
Ooh. And that was a dunk contest material kind of jam. Johnson just letting it all hang out.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan. For Chicago, they've got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Outside Giddey. Chicago passing it around. Okoro outside. It's Vucevic, high post. The kick out to White. And there's a 3-second violation.
Just lost his head out there. It'll happen if you're pushing a little too hard.
The Hawks have gotten 3 of 4 shots to fall so far in the third. Young, the pass to Johnson. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Atlanta shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. And he drops the first. And both free throws good for Okongwu. Bulls trail by 3. White on the wing. Okoro outside. Puts it up from 12. Here's Vucevic. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. That's on Zachary Risachet.
Because he can commit from all 3 levels, Vucevic is a tricky cover.
On the night, he's 2 for 2 at the stripe. And he makes a first. That one falls, so he hits both of them. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Outside Risachet. Back to Young. Five on the clock. Oh, he missed the layup. He had it with the pump fake.
He's been off. Still, they're up, so not all is lost.
Giddey, the 3 from Okoro. Atlanta with the rebound. Johnson's got 5 rebounds tonight. It's Daniels with a drive. Here's Okongwu. Up and in from the low block. Okongwu's got 12 points.
His efficiency has been a big factor in helping them capture this lead.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Thank you, Brian. Trae Young is learning to become more of a threat when he's off the ball. He said at every level there's a different type of game. Now, knowing the NBA game, I'm more patient, understanding how the game is, how to control it from the beginning to the end, and how you need to win. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Allie, thanks for the report.
Woo! I just love that alley-oop slam, B.A.
Defense disorganized, defense pays. Up top, Vucevic. Pass to Okoro. Here's Buzelis. Here's White. And once again, off the mark by Chicago.
You cannot play worse offensively, although he's trying, and he hasn't made one shot yet. I feel for him.
That one's good for 2. And it's a 7-point Hawks lead.
Love the energy here in the third. Trying to take control now of this contest.
Yes, this is a pivotal moment in this game. Those extra possessions right now, they just mean a little bit more.
And so Billy Donovan calls timeout. He's going to take a minute to regroup with his players. And now in December, here's what the Eastern Conference standings look like. Taking a look at Atlanta, hasn't been a banner year thus far, but they're clinging to that 8th spot in the conference. And of course, Chicago, back 3 games.
Checking out Atlanta, they're really doing their best to rise through the rankings. Time will tell whether they can pull it off.
And you have to wonder if this roster can get to that next level. They have talent, but if it doesn't come together, they might have to shake it up.
Back to Young. Pass to Johnson. Over Buzelis. The shot by Johnson, no good.
And the defense was right on him there. Nice contest.
And it's Buzelis that time on the assist from White. White's got 3 assists tonight.
He still needs to fill out to be more physical down there, and that will come with time. But Buzelis can handle his own.
Atlanta leading by 3. Daniels outside. Good ball movement here by Atlanta. From deep, Johnson. Oh, that bucket gives him his 7th field goal in 12 tries.
He drops yet another dime, just facilitating this offense like a maestro.
And it's Giddey with the ball for the Bulls. Pass to Vucevic. Over Okongwu. Vucevic's shot is off.
Oh, man, he can't get anything to fall. You can feel his frustration.
Yeah, Tim, right now, he's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Young misses.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Pass to Buzelis. one's good. Giddy's got 8 points in the quarter.
And so much fight in Josh Giddey. He showed it on the interior that time.
For Atlanta, they've gotten 7 of their first 11 attempts to go in this half. To the middle. Here's a Kongwu. Oh, the dunk by a Kongwu.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. Bulls trail by 6. White with it. Still no points. Picked by Vucevic. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. The motor of Kobe White. Grant seems to be ready to run the entire game and then some.
Oh, totally, B.A. For someone who is quick and can jump and has a strong handle, he's got plenty of stamina. And as a guard, you trust Kobe will make those effort plays.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Gay's checked in for Okongwu. Newell comes in for Johnson. Kennard, he's checked in for Risacher. And it's Alexander Walker in for Daniels. Pass to Newell. And here's Young. Parked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. And with a break here, let's look at the best free throw shooters in this year's rookie class. 5th best, Matas Buzelis.
A skill that works at every level, free throw shooting. And he's been comfortable even under the bright lights of the NBA.
And the Hawks making a change here. Krejci's checked in. Then for Chicago, Smith comes in for Buzelis. And it's Dosunmu in for Okoro. Jones misses.
They've been dominating the boards tonight, yet it's still a close game.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Newell. And here's Kennard. From outside, off the mark. To the inside. Williams passes to White. Back to Williams. And again, Chicago, no good. Atlanta leading by 4. Inside. Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Newell. Williams defending. Outside, Alexander Walker. Sends it home from three-point land. Alexander Walker's got 7 points.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
And White, the bucket on the assist by Smith. White's got 4 points this quarter.
They're really looking to that inside game here in the second half, getting away from taking a bunch of threes.
Atlanta's gotten 3 of 6 threes to fall in the third quarter. Here's Alexander Walker. 7 points in the game. Kennard outside. Back to Alexander Walker. Just 5 on the clock. Takes a 3. And it's Dosunmu with the rebound.
That is not a bad decision to pull it from there. It was just a little bit off with the execution.
Smith can't connect from short range. Atlanta leading by 5. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Kennard passes to Alexander Walker. Pass to Newell. Here's Gay. Up and over Smith. Gay misses. The third quarter comes to a close. Atlanta on top, up by 5. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Real chance to stop that.
That's an unguardable pass, flat out. Give him credit for possessing that type of vision.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Nickeil Alexander Walker out there with Luke Kennard. Then there's Johnson. Then it's Newell. And it's Krejci in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Takes it inside. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line. It goes on Patrick Williams. And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Hawks.
Look, they're getting good looks inside. It's been a point of emphasis all night long, but I love this hard-nosed attitude of this team.
Well, in addition, I love their passing. I mean, they're buying into that team concept. That's hard to get out of your young guys.
He's perfect from the line this time.
If they keep hitting free throws at this clip, it'll help them seal the deal.
Outside Giddey. Williams with the screen. No good with the triple. The Hawks lead by 7. Alexander Walker with it. He's picked up by Jones.
And the lead increases on a crazy offensive sequence.
Man, the dunk alone would have been incredible, let alone the fact that it came off a pinpoint pass. And here's Jones. Smith outside. Pass to Giddey. It falls. 5 for 11 in the game.
Yeah, how about Giddey tonight? Scoring the ball, such a different matchup. I don't know who they can throw at him right now.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Outside Johnson. And here's Kennard. Here he goes. Here's Krejci. A chance to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score. Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. For Atlanta, they've gotten just 1 shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the 4th. Johnson finds Kennard. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And now a chance to see what's coming up for Chicago. On Friday, they'll be matching up with Evan Mobley and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Sunday, they'll face off against Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks.
Checking out their schedule, they've got a tough run of games coming up, but quality opponents are a great chance for you to see how well your team can truly perform.
Young, he's checked in for the Hawks. And the Bulls also making a change. Nikola Vucevic is checked in for Smith. And so he makes both from the line. The Bulls trail by 7. Pass to Vucevic. Chicago passing it around. Back to Jones. Atlanta with the rebound.
Good job hitting the glass. They're +8 in rebounding.
Now here's Johnson. Kennard way outside. Atlanta again missing.
It hasn't been his best game, but his team is still doing just enough to be up.
Here's Williams. And Williams punches it home.
Flying in with the one-hand slam.
That right there was a statement finish. Atlanta leading by 5. Outside Young. Pass to Johnson. Stolen by Giddey. Jones with the ball, and it's Young picking him up. Jones' shot is good.
Their defense just falls apart once the ball goes inside.
And Young has got the ball here for the Hawks. And we're about 3 minutes into the 4th now. Clock at 6. Here's Alexander Walker. And Atlanta misses again. The Bulls trail by 3. Here's the teardrop. Jones finds Giddey to tie it up. Rebounded by the Hawks. Young's got 5 rebounds in the game. A little over 3.5 minutes in the books now in this 4th quarter. Pass to Alexander Walker. To the inside. Here's Johnson. Oh, and Johnson slams it in.
And a big-time scoring night for Johnson. Looking for a shot and playing with serious confidence.
Chicago has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the fourth quarter. Down low. Here's Vucevic. Newell pulls it in. Atlanta leading by 5. Pass to Kennard. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got 9 rebounds now.
He hasn't hit a single shot yet, but somehow as a team, they're getting it done.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Newell.
He clipped the ball there, but not enough to nab the steal.
That's fine. You love the effort, not making things easy for the opposition on offense.
Dante, he's checked in for the Hawks. Krejci comes in for Kennard. Then for Chicago, Ellis is checked in for Williams. Okoro comes in for DeSumo. And it's White in for Jones. Johnson passes to Young. Pass to Dante. Out left to the wing. Shot clock at 6. Here's Young. And it's cleared by Vucevic. Vucevic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Here's Ellis, covered by Johnson. The shot by Ellis no good. The Hawks lead by 5. Johnson passes to Young. Oh, the Hawks again cannot hit it.
This is the definition of forcing it. He's trying to get himself going, but taking tough shots just won't do it.
And talk about imposing your will. That's 10 straight points in the paint.
Here's Young. Johnson a screen on Giddey. Young from long range. Young missing again. The Bulls trail by 3. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Okoro on the wing to tie it up. Knocks down the long J. Okoro's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. He wants to make sure everyone is aligned, given the situation right now. Atlanta making some changes. Okongwu's checked in for Dante. Risachet comes in for Krejci. And Dyson Daniels subbed in for Alexander Walker. Time now to hear from our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, Quinn Snyder had some words for his team over the break. Coach was blunt with his assistant. He said to throw out everything that happened until now. It is a brand new game, and it's only a few minutes. Leave it out on the floor. Back to you guys.
Appreciate the report, Allie. Pass to Ellis. Here's Okoro. Over to the left wing. Johnson against Vucevic. Shoots over Johnson. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead. And here's Daniels. He shoots a 3. And it's Giddey with a rebound. To take the lead. And he sinks the layup. Giddey's got 14 points now in the second half.
In the second half, we've seen him refocus his shooting. Much fewer wasted possessions.
The Hawks trailing. Outside Johnson. Young looking over the floor. Shakes him. Rebounded by Vucevic.
He's trying to find his shot, but at some point you have to start making these.
Turning up his intensity in the big moment. White gets them what they needed.
Now Young. Outside Risachet. Now Young. Let's loose for 3. Yes, sir, with the 3.
You see the trust Young's guys have in him. When they need a bucket, he gets it for them.
Vucevic outside. Oh, it's off target. And so it's Johnson with it. He brings it up for Atlanta. It's a one-point game. And the basket is good.
Well, we know Johnson's a great scorer, and those are big-time points.
A minute 53 left to play in the fourth. Gets a hand on it just in time with the putback.
When his team needs him, Giddey steps up. And you love to see a guy with that kind of fire.
Young outside. Stolen by Giddey. Flushes it down with both hands.
In a game this tight and this late, that level of defense is money.
And how about the finish there? The rise up for the slam. That might put this game out of reach.
This is how you completely steal the momentum. It's clear who is in control of the game right now.
Johnson a screen on Giddey. Young, the triple drops.
In terms of volume, Trae Young is up there in three-point shooting. He's never shy from deep.
Chicago's gone 1 for 5 shooting from the arc here in the fourth. Now Vucevic. We've got 1:13 left in the game. Outside White. Ooh, the three doesn't go. And the Hawks shooting the ball at 46% from the floor. Jalen Johnson. Misses the three. Chicago shooting pretty well in the fourth at 48%. Now Giddey. Now Vucevic.
And you have to try to make something happen. I mean, they have to be aggressive at this point, even if it's risking a foul.
And he misses the first one. Boy, he wanted that one to go. And he ends up making the second. And that gives him a lead.
And hey, he did just enough to get the lead. That's what's most important.
And so it's Quinn Snyder here calling timeout. Critical moment here. He's not taking any chances. All right, guys, how do you see him managing the next possession?
With the time left, I think they've got to be looking for a quick shot here.
Here's Daniels from deep.
You know, not the smartest play a defender can make there.
He sinks the clutch free throw. And he misses the second attempt. One more coming here. And he nails the third. And timeout is called by Billy Donovan. And a great call on his part. This is the time you want to be in sync right here. We've got 33 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Vucevic, a screen on Daniels. White on the wing, covered by Daniels. 5 on the clock. Vucevic fires. Ooh, rise and fire.
Talk about stepping up in a big way.
What a huge play coming through when it matters most.
And Quinn Snyder decides to call timeout. And coach didn't want to take any chances in this situation, which is why he called the TO. Obviously, not a lot of time to work with. What do you guys think we're going to see?
It's always interesting to see what play a coach has saved for a situation like this.
If they've got a surefire quick bucket play, let's just say now's the time to use it.
So it's the Bulls taking the W in a close one. With the late victory, they upset plenty of these hometown fans.
They really should take this win to heart. When the pressure was on, they stepped up and worked twice as hard to overcome it.
And that'll do it, folks. For Richard Jefferson, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson. Thank you for being with us. And let's leave you with our player of the game, Josh Giddey.